So lately I've been messing around with some old flashlights. These all came with Krypton incandescent bulbs originally. That's what this one has in it right now. This is a Greatland 4AA floating flashlight slash lantern. As you can see, this came from Target and it was sold in 2006. It's got new batteries in it and the Krypton bulb. I'm going to turn the lights off overhead. As you can see, it's acceptable. Perfect for around the house or camping. Although I might prefer something a little bit brighter for walking around in the woods in the dark. But this would suffice. So I'm going to turn the lights back on and show you what I got here. This is an LED replacement bulb from Amazon. It says fits most D and C cell flashlights, but it works just fine in a 4AA flashlight as well. I don't remember what the watts are on it. Does it say it here? Yeah, it's 3-watt bulb. So we'll take this out. I did put this in this flashlight already and ran it for a while. This bulb does get quite hot. The metal around it gets very hot. So I'm going to take this out and see how hot this bulb gets, the original Krypton bulb. I'll compare the two. It didn't melt anything, but it got a little bit hot to the point where I was concerned. So I will be doing another longevity or another lengthy test to see how this does and make sure it doesn't melt anything. These are sold usually as Maglite replacement bulbs, and those things are made out of metal, so they dissipate heat differently, but we'll see how it works in here. And then over here, this is a little Eveready flashlight slash lantern. It's got the LED replacement in it right now. This is I think an E10 base. Yeah, let me look at this. Yep, E10 base. Originally an incandescent bulb. It was in there. I put it in the little carrying case for the extra bulb right here, and now it has the LED in it. And it doesn't look all that spectacular on a black toolbox, but if you push it, or if you put it somewhere else, let me turn the lights off again. It's actually pretty decently bright. It is a little brighter than the original incandescent bulb, but it's a lot whiter. I like the quality of light more with the LED, and it doesn't get hot at all. These little, I think these are 0.03 watts. I don't know if it says on there or not, but these are very low draw bulbs, and they're meant for this flashlight, which is a 2-cell flashlight. There were some reviews on Amazon stating that the bulbs burned out, and that's probably because people used them in 3 or 4 cell flashlights. These bulbs right here are only meant to be used in 2-cell flashlights. So it's working fine. I've had this thing on for quite a while. Aside from the fact that the light output is better, it's going to be a lot easier on the batteries, which is nice. Yeah, this is a nice little light to have. I think these are pretty cool, these LED replacements, and you get a whole bunch of them in a box if you buy these. I'll put a link in the description to these bulbs. So let's turn this one off, since I've had it on for a while. It takes 2 AA's. And we'll switch over to this one. I'm going to show these first. I want to show how bright these are first. I'll turn off the lights again and turn this one on. This one is quite bright. The beam is very focused, so I'm perfectly happy with this. I'm probably not going to put an LED in these, because I'd like to keep these original. These are some old Eveready Sport Gear 2-way lanterns, because they can be a flashlight, or like the other ones that I showed, they can turn into a lantern, as you can see. and these are both the same. This one's in a little bit worse for the wear. It's missing the lens, or the plastic thing that goes on the top, but it still has the reflector, so it works, as you can see. So here's the krypton bulb. The metal is pretty hot. I'm not surprised. So when I did have this LED in there before, it didn't seem to get really much hotter than this did, to be honest. And I also noticed the batteries are kind of warm after running it for a while with this light. They did not get warm at all with the LED, so it's definitely a lot lower power draw, and the batteries are going to last longer. Here is a close look at it if it'll focus. There you go. – 4 to 24 volts, so this can be used in a wide range of applications. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the flashlight. I need 2 hands to do this. The LED replacement is in, and the collar is locked. So now we're going to turn this on, or I'm going to put it back in there first, then we'll turn it on and see how much brighter it is. Okay, we're starting with the lights off this time. As you can see, the beam pattern is much wider, and it is pretty bright, honestly. I would say it's a bit brighter than the original one for sure. It's definitely whiter, but yeah, I prefer the quality of the output of this LED bulb. I think this is better. So just keep in mind that these do get hot. The beam pattern is going to be different depending on the flashlight you have, because of where the bulb sits. And it still works just fine as a lantern, as you can see. But I think it's brighter. It seems, at least it seems that way to me. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in one of those, and we'll test them out. Alright, now I got the bulb with that LED bulb in the Eveready Sport Gear lantern. This is a 4 AA battery lantern, or flashlight, whatever you want to call it. And I will turn it on. It is quite bright. And it has a much wider, well, it's still very focused, but you can see there's a lot of light around it as well. So I'm pretty impressed with this. We'll see how hot it gets again. I don't know for sure if this is going to work in these flashlights with the heat output of this bulb, but we'll see what happens. Here's a side-by-side comparison with the LED on the left and the krypton on the right. You can see the LED is kind of drowning out the krypton almost. It really is brighter. So I'm pretty impressed with that. Gonna let it run for a while and see how hot it gets though. One thing I want to note with this Greatland flashlight, it wasn't a problem with the Eveready, but you can see there's a dark spot in the middle of the beam. So you might have issues like that with these LED replacement bulbs. Alright, here's another side-by-side comparison, this time with the same flashlights. You can probably tell that the LED is brighter, but the thing about the incandescent is the beam in the middle is nice and bright, but it's not putting out much usable light around it. The LED, as you can see, the whole area is illuminated. I'm going to turn one of them off and you'll see what I mean. So here's the one with the incandescent bulb on by itself. As you can see, it's not really... It does a decent job, but it doesn't really light up the area around it very well. And then here's the LED. You can see we got a lot of usable light surrounding the middle beam. So I would say the LED wins. Still going to test run it to see how hot it gets, so stay tuned. One thing I just wanted to note is that no, this is not going to be as bright as, you know, a tactical LED flashlight. There's some crazy bright flashlights out there these days, but this is just something that I think is nice because it makes them a little bit more usable, and it's something that, you know, you already have. So just as a comparison for this one, because I didn't show this yet, here it is with the original incandescent bulb. It's, you know, respectable, I guess, for a 2-cell flashlight. But let me point it over there. You can see it's not very bright. So let me put the LED back in and see how much of a difference there is. And now here we are with the LED. It's definitely whiter, maybe slightly brighter. If I point it over there, it's a little bit easier to see things with this light than the incandescent one, but it's not much brighter, but there is definitely a little bit of a difference. I also bought some 3-watt E10 LEDs to test out in this flashlight, which will probably eat through batteries faster, but that'll be arriving, I think, within the next couple of days, so I'm going to test that out again, and we'll see how it works with that. So that'll pretty much do it for this video. I've been running this for a while, and it doesn't seem to be overheating, so I will definitely update. So look out for another video in the near future.